wish they were somewhere else right now. I should have just gone to pick my son from school. I should have finished my lunch. I have a prospect that wants to buy 20 cartons. I should go and deliver one here. Tomorrow. Right. So it's really exciting to be here. We're happy that you came. Thank you so much. We are confident that this training will be the beginning of new things. Because people are everything in every business, right? People are everything. So our people, all of you being here, this is the company's investment into all of us. So we know that this will be exciting. We have 4 trainers today. We have Mr. Innocent Usa of Innocent Minds. Let's give a round of applause. He is an NLP. Anybody ever heard about NLP? Yes. Neuro-linguistic programming. Relatively modern, new science. You know, psychology's been on for hundreds of years, right? But NLP, you know, so we'll let you, I won't call experts, we'll let him talk about it, right? So and so it basically means it can be applied to anything from fear of flying to, you know, I don't like eating protein, to how to sell. So he also has a sales mastery program, and we have the privilege today to be part of that program. He's going to do a condensed version. It's something he usually does for days, you know, and you know, he just has to condense it. But we've told him that we're going to pay attention. We will give it so that we can get the best in the short time we have. So if you feel like it's going too fast, you know, it's because he has very little time for what he has to do. The second person is, did she make it yet? Okay. Traffic is crazy. So this is the way forward. And so we have decided that a digital marketing expert will come and show us quickly what we can do. Because a lot of people, you know, we have all of these tech gadgets we buy for a lot of money, but you know, it's not your fault. You were born, we were all born in the 60s, 70s, 80s. So we're not like all these young people. So she'll be taking us on that. Mr. Mike Ajao, most of us know him. Let's celebrate him too. Mr. Mike will be training us on leadership and team building. And he has the credit for that. We have Mr. Ibrahim Rahim, who will also be training us. The thing with a group like this is that we have a lot of, thank you. Please let's celebrate all of them. Thank you. The thing with a thing like this is that we have a lot of powerful trainers. You know, how do you train trainer types, right? You know, what do you say to people who train themselves, like doing a teacher's conference? What do you want to teach teachers about what they do every day, right? But so we understand, and we thank everybody for coming here. We know that it will be a great time. Without further ado, I will go ahead to invite Mr. Innocent Usar. Please, let's celebrate him.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, hi, everybody. How are you guys doing? Great. Well done. Can we all stand? It's okay with you. Please stand. Stand. As we stand, quickly, before we come out. Everybody, please stretch your mother tongue like I said, in your mother tongue. Alright, before you sit down, turn around, you need 2 for the wife, not yet. Turn around, you need 2 for the wife, sit there. Today is just an amazing day to see.
Today's just an amazing day to see. Today's just an amazing day to see.
trainer and a master practitioner of something is mentioned. It's called neuro-linguistic programming. Neuro-linguistic is just layman terms, the software of the human mind or the human brain, how the human mind works. Neuro-linguistic programming has a set of tools and resources that you can help to produce better results using the gift that God has given all of us, that we are not using well, the mind. And my job usually is to take people from where they are to wherever they desire to be, where they are happy, they are joyous, they are excited, they are producing the results that they really, really desire. Okay? There are 4 skills, 4 important things that everyone who wants to be massively successful must have. 4. I'm going to be sharing a lot of my opinion. You can choose to disagree. 4 things that everyone should have, should grasp, and should use. Number 1, please write it down. You must sell. Number 1, you must sell, or you must have selling skills. You must sell, or you must have selling skills. For anybody, even if you are a religious teacher, even if you are an imam or a pastor, you must sell. Number 2, you must have teaching skills. You must be a teacher. You must be a teacher for you to succeed. You must be a teacher for you to succeed. Number 3, you must lead, or you must have leadership skill. The leader you must show up. You must lead, or you must have leadership skills. Leadership skills, number 3. 4, you must have a quest for freedom. A quest for freedom. Now, I do not intend for us to have a normal, regular classroom. I just want us to have some fun. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to scale your thinking in a particular direction that will help you produce the results that you want and make you happy. Now, interestingly, my stints in this industry, network marketing industry, showed me that this is one of the few, if not maybe the only, one of the few industries where you would get this for. Okay? I had a 3-4 year stint in network marketing, and I had some of the most amazing time. Network marketing afforded me the opportunity to be able to get what I really wanted in business, which is personal development. So I love this. I love the travel. I love that I enjoy the travel. I love that I enjoy the earnings. I love that I enjoy meeting new people. And I loved and I enjoyed a couple of things that I stated here. I love selling, I love teaching, I love just being a leader. Being a leader is what comes up with people get into this industry and they need to be leaders, they need to show up with responsibility. People get into the industry like this and they want other people to make things happen. Say, when una do, we go come. A leader, for you to succeed in this industry as well as succeed in life, you must be the one who step up to the plate, who says, I will make things happen. If I do not make things happen, things will not happen. There are 2 kinds of people in this room today. There are 2 kinds of people in this business today. There are people who are at effect and there are people who are at cost. Can you repeat after me? Some people are at, come on everybody, some people are at cost. Who is at effect? The person who is at effect is the person who is saying, I would have succeeded in my travel business, but for my leader. I would have done so well if not for Nigeria's economy. If not for my parents who are not supportive of me. If I was in Lagos, where things are happening, I would have succeeded in travel. The person who is at effect. The person who is at effect is saying, I would have, I could have, I should have, but someone outside of them, something outside of them, out there, is responsible for why they are producing the result that they are producing and they are unhappy. The person is at effect. They are what? Effect. The person has a plethora of excuses. Some people say mine is not an excuse, it's a reason. So reasons are genuine. whether you call them reasons or excuses, it's the same thing so long as they put you in the place of coulda, woulda, shoulda. You want to, but you can't because someone and something outside of you is preventing you from getting the results and getting the happiness and the joy and the outcomes that you want. The other person is at cause. Now, most people in this industry and in that's why the people who are leading this industry and leading every other sphere of life are 2% of the general public. And there are people who say, I choose to be amongst the 2%. Okay? They are leaders around the world. They are not at effect, they are at cause. The person who is at cause is saying, I may be short, I may not have money, I may not have the educational advantage, but I choose to do this. I choose to go here. I may be in a country where there is a bad economy. I may have made mistakes in the past. I may have been, but now, I'm hoping that the people who came to this room decided to come here because they want to say, but now. Is there anyone like that here? Oh, fantastic. So you are either at effect or you are at cause. The person who is at cause is removing all of the excuses and removing everything. Let me give an example. Okay, so please come. I like your face. You look very tough. This way. So, hold my hands tightly. Okay? This gentleman here, what's your name, sir? Innocent. Ooh, fantastic. People like, you know, they're great people. Innocent, right here, my namesake, is where I want to get to. Hold me tight. Where you at? Oshun. I heard a lot about Oshun. Jeez, bros. I want to get to Innocent here, but he wouldn't let me go. You see, he wouldn't let me go. When I get there, I have what I want. I have the money I want, I have the business I want, I have the team I want, I have the leadership I want, I have the results that I want, but he won't let me. For some of us, that's where we are. There's a reason and an excuse that will prevent us from getting there. Many times, this thing that's holding people, letting go. Many times, this thing that's letting people go, sometimes it's not something that's within their control. Maybe somebody that died years earlier, or an economy that they don't have any power over. So they say, I want to build my dream house, my dream life, I want to pursue freedom, but, you see, this kind of person is going to stay here for a long time. This kind of person is not going to be determining their outcomes or their results for a long time. Because they are at effect. They are where? Effect. They say, things happen to me. I'm a victim. I am not responsible. Things happen. Everyone and everybody else there is conspiring for my failure. This person is so full of stories. This person is not a leader, is not a salesperson, and this person will remain here for a long time. They don't have a quest for freedom. They just have this case around, whatever will be. A time has to come in your life when you say, turn around, look at your neighbor and say, surprise your excuses. Surprise your excuses. Surprise your excuses. Surprise those reasons. Surprise. Break out. You guys don't want to break up. They say, No. You guys are saying, you want to break up, say, I didn't come to motivate you. I came to inspire you to think a bit different. So this is what's going on. For too long in this business, you have chosen to be at effect. If you say it is up to me, you are saying, I was born blind. To be at effect says, I am to blame for where I am. You see, to be responsible is different from blaming yourself. When you are responsible, you are saying, I could have done something maybe to get to this place where I am blind, or I could have done something to move away. I could have done something to get to this place where my results are mediocre, or there's something I ought to have done that I haven't done that will break me out of this place to greatness. But for some reason, I am still here. You see, there's somebody out there on the streets right now. He's blind, he's a beggar. He doesn't know. He may have been born blind. See, when you are born blind, you're not responsible for being here. You're not to blame. But see, you can choose with your blindness to be a Cobans or to be a lion. What's his name now? Stevie Wonder. You know what I'm talking about? So you may not have created this, but you are responsible for moving away towards where you want. So it's not whether you created it or not. It's not whether you created the economy or not. You don't know whether you created the business or not. You don't know if the products are very suitable or not. In fact, Trevor, in my opinion and my study of network marketing, is one of the few, like really you can count them on your hands. Few businesses in Nigeria, because a lot of the network marketing out there are Ponzi schemes that are concealed with a product showing forth on the market. Too many concealed as network marketing business, but they are Ponzi's and pyramids. But this has you have a product. You have a genuine product. If I didn't believe in this, I wouldn't be here. Honestly. I wouldn't be. I should have been in jobs today. I don't have to be here. So let me share with you. Let me see that your hands again. Who wants to move from effect to cause? Say aye. Aye. Okay, some of you don't want to, but it's okay. It's okay. Who wants to really move from effect to cause? Say aye. Aye. Fantastic. Okay? So let me share with you a few thoughts. A few thoughts that will help you. Maybe I'd like you to write this. By the way, I was asked to talk about selling and marketing, sales mastery. I always have challenges with titles, but here's my challenge. There's no this one fits all rule. One size fits all rule for how to sell. You know why? I couldn't speak in public years ago. I was very shy, I was very timid, I couldn't talk and look in your eyes. And this is like less than 10 years ago. I hated public speakers because I thought they were I just loved to make money and stand at the back of the room and do deals. So I didn't like to stand in front of people. I had a lot of limiting beliefs and limiting decisions. I'm going to talk about that a bit later. So, for me to be doing this, a lot of my childhood friends see me and say, what happened to you? I tell them, but here's the problem. The problem is, I was working for MTN, and my company sent me to go do part of the KPI, whatever, to do presentation courses. Like one of the best companies out there for training is called KPMG. They were not the general things about how to stand, how to have confidence. They were internal. I had issues. And a lot of us have issues from where we're coming from. A lot of us. So our work challenges, our career challenges, our sales challenges, many times are not the general challenges in the book. They are personal with us. Nigerians are one of the most traumatized people. We've gone through a lot of abuse through our years of becoming adults, and we are living in ignorance of our abuse and our trauma. People think that the people in trauma are those who are at what's this people now? The Boko Haram victims, the IGPs. But I see people with nice hairdos and suits, but they are abused. You know they are abused when they open their mouths and you hear a lot of limiting beliefs and limiting decisions. Because of abuse, because of trauma. See, the kind of trauma I went through is not war trauma. And you and I have gone through different sorts. Okay? I regularly heard my father say to me, innocent, you never amount to anything. My father said to me, innocent, you'll be a beggar on the street. My father said to me, my father wanted to call my brother and I, he goes like, he cried his throat, nothing good was going to come. He said, Akuya! I grew up in northern Nigeria. Akuya means goat. Imagine your dad calling you, I'm sorry, how do you call it? Iwa? After a while, my results started to show that I started to reflect what I was called. Now, years later, I started this journey of personal mastery and awareness, and I realized my father was doing the best he could with what he knew. I'd like you to write this down. Coming up until today in this company, you have been doing the best you can with what you know. The people in your team are doing the best they can with what they know. Everyone is doing the best they can with what they know. My father was doing the best he could with what he knew, so he treated us in a certain way that the more he dealt with us, the more I withdrew into my shell and I withdrew into a corner and I refused to show up on life's stage. Many who are in this business, they sincerely in their conscious minds want to show up and do well, but something from your background, something from your beliefs, something from the values, something from your language, something from your attitude, we call them 7 filters. I teach this through a 60-hour program in 7 days. Something from all of your filters have caged you Like the way elephants are raised in Asia. Anybody here heard how elephants are raised? They are put in a curtilage and put a short fence, bamboo fence. The baby elephant is put in there. And soon enough, the baby elephant tries to go out and tries to go out and tries to go out. And it's like, I can't. The fence is too strong. It's a baby elephant. You can't push the firm bamboo sticks that are put in there to guard the baby elephant. Soon enough, the baby elephant gives up. But then, the baby elephant starts to grow. 6 months later, 1 year, 2 years, it grows. It's big. But it is big physically. But in its beliefs, its values, in its meta programs, in everything here, it is still a baby elephant. So tell the baby elephant to no, I can't make them. They could possibly pull trees off their roots here, break them and eat. But the baby elephant doesn't go there. And then too many 40, 50, 60-year-olds who are still having the programming, the conditioning, the scripting, the education of their backgrounds that is limiting and molding them back. And many times they are defect, so they are saying is the devil, it's my father's curse, it's the leader in our team, it's the type of business, it's the city where I live, it's Nigeria, it's my team members. They are a defect. But the people in this room don't want to be a defect anymore, right? Good, so let's go. So I'm not going to speak a set of rules that fits all. I will try to deal with somebody's limiting belief, but let me list them. 5 things that you need to pay attention to. There are 5 rules you must pay attention to. Number 1, rapport. Write it down. Rapport. Number 2, buying and selling styles. Buying and selling styles. Number 3, knowing buying strategies. Knowing buying strategies. Number 4, fulfilling buying and selling strategies. Number 5, know and get rid of limiting beliefs and decisions. That's about all. Number 4, fulfilling buying strategies. Fulfilling buying strategies. Number 5, know and get rid of limiting beliefs and decisions. Know and get rid of limiting beliefs and decisions. Know and get rid of limiting beliefs and decisions. Now, for the sake of this presentation, to make this very effective, I'd like to start with number 5, then I'll go back to number 1. Is that okay? Because I tried to tell you about what was limiting me. Let me give you a quick example. This is my mother. My mother is raising me, true life story. Okay, my mother is raising me and she's taking me to where she used to buy goats at the Fulani house for her business. We used to leave home at 5 a.m. We'll get there. And my mom will take 2-3 hours to set the pace of what she's going to buy. She starts to negotiate. 1 p.m., 2 p.m. later, we trekked for about 3-4 hours to get there. My mom hasn't bought her first goat. She's still negotiating. I hated my mom for negotiating like this. I didn't like this. We got home like 10 p.m. So we'll go back, and the next time we're going back with my mom, back to buy the goat. And it happened not 1 week, not 2 weeks, not 1 year, not 2 years, several years. After when I grew up and became an adult, I started to do some business. My wife is my business partner, she's always been. And people started complaining that they didn't like to negotiate with me, they prefer to negotiate with my wife. And I asked for feedback. Why? The reason they gave were the same reasons I used to hate to go to negotiate with my mom. I became like my mom in negotiating without knowing it. Most of what we have learned, the best learnings happen unconsciously. The beliefs that limit us happen unconsciously. The values that limit us or put us in the place that we don't want happens unconsciously. Most of the things that we have picked up, we say that as simple as ABC, but ABC is not simple as calculus. It's the way we learn ABC unconsciously that made it unappealing that we didn't know. I followed my mom, my father too, to the bank to collect money, savings account, money in the bank. So that's my father. Just imagine, pretend she's my father, okay? And she's talking with the person at the counter. She's like, "How much do they don't pay salary?" I say, "Yes." "What's the minimum deposit?" "The salary is 10,000. They'll say minimum deposit is 100. So he asked, who knows the question? My father is going to ask. "How much can I withdraw?" Like, you guys come from the same street as I do. And then they tell you 9,900. My father asks me to fill the check. He just signs to the T. He takes me because he doesn't want anybody cheating. My father takes me back home. Next month's end, we'll go there month to month because he lives from paycheck to paycheck. Okay, we're back there. How much is the account? How much can I withdraw? Next month we go back. I grow up month after month, year after year, seeing this, hearing this. And I'm thinking, a bank is a place to go to remove money, not a place to go and. So adults are grown up in 2017, but they have a deposit account only in a name. Their savings is a name, it's not reality. Why? Because there's a belief here that they had that led them to make a limiting decision that they are not aware of, and so they are not able to tackle, and they are frustrated, and they don't know why. They are not able to sell, they are not able to grow their businesses. We have this limited beliefs and decisions in every area of life. The way you learn, the way you relate with people, the way you have peace when you're a troublemaker, the way you have leadership skills easily and effortlessly, or whatever it is that you're doing, but we'll give a big hand, everybody. Jealous people are wishing they were the ones I brought out. So they clap. Come on, clap like you're not jealous. They are there all over the place. Anyway. So, limiting decisions. What are the limiting decisions that hinder people from success in this industry? What are the limiting beliefs that people have? Let me give you an easy one. People say, who is the leader in this particular industry? Man or woman? A name. Is it a man or woman? Has anybody ever heard it's a man's world? Have you heard it before? They say, but I don't believe it. But how come you have this unspoken, unconscious blasting over you? Like when we're driving, man, and somebody rocks us and is not moving well. And when we want to shout and we see the woman saying, okay. Why? Because the men have that belief that women do not drive well. And it can be limiting. So a limiting belief is a belief that limits you and prevents you from attaining whatever you want to attain. An empowering belief is the opposite of that. An empowering belief enhances your attaining or achieving whatever it is that you desire. A limiting belief, let me give you with money, is belief like you can't have money or wealth and be spiritual. Have you heard that before? Yes. It's easier for a camel to go through the eyes of a needle than for a wealthy man. Have you heard that before? That's an example of a limiting belief. A limiting belief is a belief like you can't, Nigeria is not a good place to do business. Have you heard that before? So give me examples, personal examples of what you have heard is a limiting belief in this industry. They are the ones that started the business. I had that belief, I had to crush it. The moment I crushed it that year, I was in France, same year. The next year, I was in the US, all expense paid. It's a belief. Once you have a belief, it leads you to make an unconscious decision. Give me another limiting belief. Yes. The product is expensive. I I've heard that before too. And I wasn't in this particular business. The product is expensive. This is the person who wants to be at the effect desperately. So they are saying, this is the reason why I want to say the product is expensive. Is that true? Many times, no. No. And let me believe.
A Christian cannot be a politician.
No. For this business. For this business.
Like there is recession.
There is recession. Have you noticed, by the way, that in the same recession, some people have moved forward. And yet we give the reasons why they are moving forward and we are not. Thank you. What are the limiting beliefs? Yes, sir.
Trevor is not paying again.
Trevor is not paying again. Now, for it to be a limiting belief, there has to be a contrary, more empowering, truthful belief. What's another limiting belief? I can't sell. In my family, we don't do business. I'm not cut out for all this hustling. I like to just be a gentleman. Yes, sir. Sorry?
It's for rich people.
It's for rich people. I've heard that before. Yes, sir.
I can't talk.
I can't talk. I'm a gentleman. Quiet. See, I don't like this noise making. Yes.
How can I get somebody to
No, I need to point to you. Yes, sir. Everybody knows about it already. I think that's one of the biggest lies. Do you know what Nigeria's population is? It's 190 plus million right now. Can I shock you? Can I see? If you say somebody knows something and he's not using what he knows yet, he does not know it. So by that, assertion, maybe less than 1% of this nation's population know about this business.
Less than one.
If you say some of the things I'm sharing here, you know it. Question: why has it not advanced your cause in the business? I'm not talking about a knowing here mentally. It's a knowing here that has burst through your beliefs, your values, and everything. And then it's a belief, okay? Raise up your hand. You have one? Anybody? Yes, sir. Where do I find people? I do not know about any business in the world that's not people-based. There's no business in the world that's not people-based. And it's not a business, by the way, that is limited to geography. Because, hey, how many people have we got now? We've got 7 billion? How many billion? 7. When I was a child, it was 6. 7 billion now. How many of them have you reached?
7 billion.
So that's one. I want you to get a sheet of paper and write for me your personal limiting belief. Now, I have a belief that says how you do one thing is how you do everything. It means if you are here, you are not making one note, it's the same reason why you are where you are. If you are producing 1 million a month, it would have been 11. Can I hear you say something along with me, everybody? Say how you do one thing.
How you do one thing.
I can hear you say how you do one thing.
How you do one thing.
It's how you do everything.
How you do everything.
You is not saying anything right now. It's the closed mouth that's getting you in one place. Because what you're doing in this meeting today, everything that you do through all the speakers, all the presentation, is the same thing that has kept you locked down in that place of mediocrity. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Who you are in this business is going to be made manifest today. It's making manifest already. Everybody say, how you do one thing?
How you do one thing.
It's how you do everything.
It's how you do everything.
Say, you won't go this and that. How you do one thing?
How you do one thing.
How you do everything.
It's how you do everything.
Who you are in the business is manifest today. So I said, take your notebook and write for me one of the limiting beliefs that you know personally you have believed. And if it was possible to get rid of it, say, innocent, help me deal with it. I'd like to help you deal with it. If I want to help people deal with limiting beliefs, I give you a 1-hour session personally. As a person, you pay me 200,000 naira. But you're getting it for free. So write it down. What's your limiting belief? What's the one that's holding back? Maybe you have 7, take one. The one that's the most important. And if you got rid of it today, your business will move forward. Quickly. Have you written it? Write down your limiting belief, the one that holds you the most out of this plethora of many ones. Which is that one? Pick one. Don't say, let me give you 7,000 questions. Do one. One that if you bust through that belief, see, every limiting belief leads to a limiting decision. Every limiting belief is a limiting decision. Okay? So the belief that you have has also led you to have an unconscious decision that's stopping you and holding you back. So if you say, I cannot do well in this business, as a belief, there's a decision at the background, an accompanying limiting decision that says, therefore, then I can't hustle anymore. Once you have a limiting belief, it becomes, when people talk to you, they say, get rid of that belief. It's not a good belief, but they don't tell you how. Do you understand that? It's like Romans 12:1 and 2. Do not be what? Conform to this world, but be what? Transformed by the renewing of your mind. Question is, how? How do you renew your mind? That's one way. Is there any other way? That's one way. And that one way was given in Joshua 1:8. This book of the Lord shall not divide, shall continue day and night. But see, advances in science today has led us to be in a place where I'm speaking to you without having to shout. It means that the human being has advanced in achieving so many other things. By doing those affirmations and what regularly is one. And it's foundational and it's key. But is there a better way? See, in those days we used to ride donkeys from here to Sokoto. We still ride donkeys. So no, see, riding donkeys is the only scriptural thing I know. Okay, so continue to ride donkeys. No. We have found, you know how we have found it? God gave you and I a brain. We are like Him, created in His image. He's giving us creation abilities, and we are co-creators. Does that make sense? Have you written your limiting belief? Everybody, let me say hand up those who have written that. Yes. Don't show your paper, please. Don't show your papers. I'm seeing the hands of people who want to take this business further. People want to take this business further. The other people are used to the learning style where I'll come and give them a set of notes. I give you notes soon after I'm done with this. Okay? Now, I want you to look at that limiting belief and think of, make it very good. Think of a contrary belief that is more empowering instead of that belief and write it beside it. Think of a contrary belief that is more empowering. There's not an empowering belief and write it down. Please stand up. Please stand up. I'm going to have you do a couple of visualizations. I want you to visualize something. Okay? I may ask you to travel and imagine and pretend and imagine a couple of things. So if you will with me, put down your writing materials, let your hand free, stand up and relax. If you don't deal with this belief, no matter what I teach you, everyone teaches you today, we're going to go back to who you were with this business 6 months ago, 1 year ago. So if what we're about to do was true and could empower you and help you, give it your best shot. You're 100%. Who's going to do that? Say aye. Aye. Fantastic. Put out your hands. And think of that limiting belief as I speak to you. And think of that limiting belief. Where did you have that limiting belief? Where did that belief start? What was the origin of that belief? Was there an event where that belief started? Or was there a series of events? The interesting thing is, the origin of that event you may not know consciously. But you have a gift God gave you. Your mind is right to your conscious and your unconscious mind. You have a gift called the unconscious mind, where you don't always remember the things that have happened, but your unconscious mind keeps memory of everything that's happened. So we're going to go on a journey where your unconscious mind will take you right back on a journey to that event where you had that limiting belief. So that we can take it, deal with it, and then we can move on. I'll give you the list of the things and I'll get out of this place. Is that okay? Please close your eyes. As you close your eyes, I'd like to ask you to ask your unconscious to take you on a journey of consciousness, zooming rapidly past all of this event. Your unconscious mind may take you, it may be your solution, it may sound like it's your thought, but it's okay. It's taking you all the way back to that event or series of events. You may not have to know the content of that event, but your unconscious mind is taking you all the way back to that specific event where you had that belief and you made that limiting decision. Something happened. Something was said to you. You had an experience. Now, let your unconscious hold you by the hand and take you all the way back to that event, And when you are there, I'd like you to go beyond that event to the place of safety. We call that place just before that event happened. Just before you have that limiting decision. Let's go to the place of safety. And then pretend and imagine that you're on a 50-story building. From that point, climb a 50-story building and be on the rooftop of that 50-story building. Where you can see that event. Maybe it was when you were 12 or 13 or 20 or 25. Your conscience is taking right there. When you get there, imagine that you are on a 50-story building. From that building, you can see the event down below. It's small, it's tiny, it's insignificant. It's small below. It's little. And while you are there, I'd like you to imagine looking at that event and knowing all in your imagination that there was something that event was supposed to teach you. There was a lesson you were supposed to learn. There was a learning you were supposed to learn at that event, but you didn't learn it. So because of that, you now developed a limiting belief and a limiting decision that is holding you captive many years later. But look at that event from the 50-story building rooftop, and look at that event down below, small, tiny, and insignificant. And now, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to allow all of the learnings that you needed to learn at that time to come to you now. What is the learning and the lesson that you are supposed to learn? You know, some people know that they say they've heard all things work together for the good of those who love God and all of that. If all things work together for good, what was the good that that event was supposed to bring to you? Allow that good, that learning, that lesson, that good learning. Make sure the learning is positive. Make sure it's empowering. Make sure it's for you. Make sure it's for the future. What's that learning that you're supposed to learn? This event happened so that I can have a good lesson that I can learn. Positive learning, the positive lesson. What is it? Allow it to come to you now. All in your imagination. As that learning comes to you now, as it comes to you now, imagine that that learning has a color. Imagine that it had a color. Imagine that it had a color. What color would it be? The learnings. What color would it be? Imagine that color feeding you from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. That you're becoming one with the color is becoming one with you. If the learning made a sound, what sound would it be? And imagine that sound emanating from the core of your body and encapsulating you from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Imagine if that learning, if that lesson had feelings. What feelings would it be? Imagine that feeling overwhelming you. Every cell of your body, the colors of the learnings, the colors of the learnings, the colors of the lessons, the sound of the lessons and the emotion of the lessons, feeling and overwhelming and becoming one with the learning and the color. And then, I'd like you to catalog all of the learnings and all of the colors. Catalog them where you would normally store all such learnings in your conscious place. And I'd like you to go down. Go all the way down from the story building and go into that event where you can hear the sounds of being in that event and see the pictures of being there. And I'd like you to ask yourself, is that limiting decision still there? Or is it gone now? If you have done it properly, it will have been gone. If you have gotten all the learnings and lessons you need to have gotten, it will also have been gone. But if you haven't, it's because you didn't rise higher back up, go up to that story building, and you didn't allow all of the learning to come to you. It's an exercise you can do all by yourself later. But assuming if you heard that sound saying, you got all the learnings, hear the voice within you congratulating you on having a mindset of a champion. And now, as you go all the way back, take all the colors and the feelings and the sound of the learnings. And imagine that you are going in a particular direction into your future. Take all these colors and sounds and pour it all the way down into the future, into your stream of time. Down. Until you are older. Go to 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 90. Into your old age. Pouring into your stream of time. All the colors and the sounds and the cells of it. Come all the way back to now. Come all the way back to now. But do that only as quickly as you empty all of the colors and the sounds and the feelings of the learnings and the lessons. So that you are free. You are free. Now, I'd like you to imagine a time in the indefinite future, maybe 3 months from now, 6 months from now, where in the past that old limiting decision and belief used to hinder you. Now, in the light of the new you, imagine what you are doing with your business that you couldn't do before. Imagine who you are talking to or connecting with that you couldn't connect and talk to before. Imagine where you are going to They can't go. Imagine the doors turning open to you that you weren't turning open before. And imagine a second place where that old limiting decision and belief used to hold you back and prevent you from going with confidence. Now, in light of all of getting rid of your limiting beliefs and decisions, the particular one you mentioned, imagine who you are able to meet now, what you are able to do you couldn't do before, where you're able to go to you couldn't go before. And all of that happens. Come all the way back to now. Come all the way back to now. Imagine that you have made all of these changes at the unconscious level. All of the changes that you need to make with that belief. Now, picture yourself at an event where people are being celebrated for success in this business. And see how much success that you couldn't see before, but you're seeing right now, but you're achieving. Feel the feelings of being right there. See the pictures of being right there, all in your mind's eye and your imagination. See the future. Look at the award you're collecting. Look at the countries you're traveling to. Look at the team you have built. Look at the places you are going to. Look at the confidence level you have built. Look at all of your prayers that are answered. Look at how closer you are to your God. And look at how grateful you are for where your family is, all the joy and celebration and all the things you've accomplished. And coming all the way back into now. In your imagination, all the way back into this room. Open your eyes. Turn around. Give two people a double high five and let me hear a loud shout in the room like somebody is celebrating. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. I would prefer to do that in the end, but I know I wouldn't have time to do that. Okay, rapport. The first thing you need to succeed in this business like you've never done before is to create rapport. A wise man once said that in the presence of a good rapport, anything is possible. Can I hear you say that? In the presence of a good rapport, anything is possible. I can't hear anybody. In the presence of a good rapport, anything is possible. What is rapport? Rapport is when you meet some people and you get down to their level, or you step up to their level. People like people who are like them. People like people who show interest in things that concern them. The only way you will sell maximally is when you have rapport. In the terms of rapport, sales in this business can shoot over the roof. Rapport means that, the Yorubas call it awanien, tiwa tiwa. Have you ever seen people, somebody get into a room and say, I don't like that Indian, I don't like that Indian, I don't know why. Huh? You heard that before? Somebody say no rapport. It's because unconsciously there's no rapport. Rapport is when people feel a sense of this person is like me. This person relates to me. This person feels me. Okay? Rapport is that place where, as somebody who is in this business, you are able to understand and to respect everybody's model of the world that you come into contact with. It's that place where you are able to understand people's model of the world and you're able to respect their model of the world. I grew up in northern Nigeria. As a Christian, in order to be able to be alive today, one of the things you learn quickly is how to respect other people, to understand other people's religion, to respect them. You understand what I mean? You have to behave. When I didn't know this as a young boy, we used to argue with my friends about Bible, Quran, until one day I saw my friend's eyes were red. I didn't know that I had touched an area I was not supposed to do out of disrespect. Once I discovered that, I said, okay, respect other people. He didn't say accept other people's model of the world. He said what? Respect other people's model of the world. When you're in this business, you must respect your customer. What's respecting your customer? You have a plethora of products, right? The different products. Or there's one product. There's one product. Okay, there's one product. But people come into this business for different reasons. Somebody else's reason of looking for a business like this is they want to meet new people. Somebody else wants to travel. Somebody else wants to make money. So your responsibility is to check what does this person want and sell what they want. Communicate exactly what they are saying they want. The thing is, usually is bad salespeople like to sell to the customer what they believe the customer needs. So listen to people. If this person say, I heard that in this business people can travel the world for free, don't go and be talking about the health benefits of the product. Don't talk about the whatever product. Talk about the area that is of importance, and if there is time, you may talk about the rest. Meet people where they are. This is why a lot of us parents are losing touch with our teenage children. We're losing touch with our staff. We're losing touch with our product. Somebody has come to buy your product. He says, this is another way to respect the mother of God. He says, I want to buy 13 cartons. I have a truck there. Can I pay now? He said, no. Our policy is that you fill a form. Our policy is that I will call the district sales manager. Our policy is you do not know how to respect other people's people. You don't. Every once in a while, rules can be bent, but ecologically and ethically, in such a way that you meet the need of your customer and then you move on. So what? Respect your customer's model of the world. And this business is about relationship. So everybody is not a potential customer. They are just human beings that you need to respect and you need to relate with. And from there, something may grows on. The problem with us is we're seeing everybody as a customer, so we are quick to make a sale. People are people. People have emotions, they have challenges, they have problems, they are human beings. Relate with them at that level. Respect their model of the world. You want to come quickly before it goes. Who says that you have to make a sale the first day, the second day, the third meeting, the fourth meeting, the fifth meeting? It's not important. And people today can sense it, and you know the bad bias that network marketing has from ignorant people. So build relationships, don't be in a hurry. Show interest in people. Know their names. There is nothing that is sweet sounding to a person like the sound of their name. So research says. Customer 34. That one that buys plenty product. That's the name. That one that always comes to pick up things. You don't know the name. You're not interested in people. You will not succeed. It's not a curse. It's just fact. Okay? Rapport. Rapport is so big. If I have time to build this up, we'll spend the rest of my time to talk about it. Okay? But understand people and meet them where they are at. Understand people, meet them where they are. Be interested in people genuinely. I remember the story I heard of a guy who, this guy went to, I think he went to buy, what did he go to buy? The first guy went to buy, he was observing how they were selling ice cream in a particular place. The ice cream was in the store, so people would come to the store, and so they understood rapport. Rapport means meet people where they are. People are not walking into stores. Most people are not in stores. Most people are in the alleyways. They're walking. So they took the ice cream pot to the door, and that week they noticed that the sale is going high. The second one is buying and selling styles. Buying and selling styles. There are 4 major buying and selling styles. Okay? Some people are visual. Some people are what? Visual. Some people are auditory. Some people are auditory, digital. And some people are kinesthetic. Some of you know this. But use it. If you don't use it and get it right, just ground it. Some people are visual. Some people are what? Visual. Some people are auditory. They're what? Some people are what? Auditory, digital. Some people are. When you are selling, there are people, visual people like to see the product. They don't like too much grammar. They don't like what? Too much grammar. They don't like what the product can do for you. They want to see the product. They want to see a video. They want to see a presentation. They want to see somebody who has benefited from the product. They don't like too much grammar, too much information. Do you understand? Visual people. There are so many things I could tell about visual people. Let's stop there because of my time. Visual people are people who also like to read your material by themselves, or you read it to them. Sorry, they like to read. They like to watch a short video. They are visual. Okay, when you are selling to people, you know they are visual, use visual materials to them. It appeals to them. Some people are audio digital. They like to hear more than they like to see and read. They like you to talk to them and tell them. They like to listen to an audio material. Auditory people like to be spoken to. And when we go deeper into this, they also have what we call words and phrases that they prefer for you to use. We call them predicates and predicate phrases. That's a deeper level training. Okay? Then we have auditory digital. There are people who talk to themselves. Like that lady who the guy told her he liked and she said, they always say things. That's our way of processing in order to make a decision. They like to talk to themselves. When you talk to them, they have to talk to themselves to persuade or to dissuade themselves into buying the product. They are auditory digital. But you have to know these people. Do you understand? Then you have some of the people working on the street of data that you say they are not people. Every one of us here, we do a lot of self-talk. Some people's self-talk is internal. Some people's self-talk is outside on the talk. We say they are, what's that word for man? It's a lie. It's not everybody who is talking. Most people who are talking on the streets are not mad. They are processing information. Do you hear that? So kill that limiting belief we're raised with around here that people who talk are mad. No. They are auditory digital, but they are processing information. Can I say people are people who are feelings kind of people? When you do this with these people, you have to get to the point where you say to them, now my assistant, Piodun, is going to give each one of you on the table the product so that you will see what it is like and see how to use it like I've been talking about. Everybody is a combination, all of you, including you and I, we're a combination of all of these, but we have a preferred, like temperament. We have all, but there is a preferred or an outstanding. Do you understand? Now, so how do you know when people are visual or auditory or digital or whatever? It's the words they use. You hear visual people say something like, I see what you are saying. Do you see what people say? Do you see what people say? No. You hear people say things like, what you're saying rings a bell. Rings a bell. So, this is a whole gamut of training. Well, we have said, and you can Google this, okay? Just Google visual words or predicates and Google auditory words or predicates. Google this and you'll find those words and you can familiarize yourself with them. Okay? Then we have predicate phrases, like the phrases that this kind of people use. So there are phrases that auditory digital people use. There are phrases that kinesthetic people use. They do a lot of feeling. There was a time when Econet Wireless, they did an advert called Two-Face, I Feel You, remember? Advertisers know this very well, so from time to time, that's why the advertising campaigns don't last so long. Per time, they are meeting. You think they give these advertisers 900 million naira per quarter for nothing? You say, this advert don't get to me. That one that didn't get to you was because it wasn't meant for you. How many of you here, you don't drink, and yet, when you hear, my friend Udeme, you liked it? Anybody? I don't drink, but I like that. But you know why? Because that appeals to your buying strategy that they used. Let me be a this guy. There's a favorite ad that you have. Everybody has a favorite advertisement. And maybe you have never bought the product. But just like that. And see, before you know you buy, because decisions are made unconsciously. How do friends convince friends to smoke? You think it's just by smoking? Certain things are said, certain things are seen, certain things are spoken to serve, and certain things are felt. The feeling could be physical, it could be tactile. Okay, this is a whole lot deeper stuff I'd like you to go and study. I'm hoping that I will just stimulate you to be the kind of travel person who would go and be a leader. Leaders are not waiting for the other person to do it. These people, see, when I was in this business, that's what I realized. I joined within a few months, I was part of those organizing things. The person who was at the back, he said, I know what they call me, you are not a leader. Take the bullet, step up to the plate, and make things happen. What can you do? What can you serve? What can you bring to the table? Can you just organize the sound? Make things happen. Don't be the one who say, they no do this one. They no do this one. They no do this one. And if the leadership did this, if you are the chief critic, see, they exist in every business, so I know, even without being told. Okay?